Hello, hello. If you're a clencher or you tighten your butt cheeks, have a knot of anxiety in your stomach, and or you're a woman with chronic back pain, then I think you'll really appreciate this video. In this video, I'm going to help you identify tension in your body that you might not have been aware of. And also, we're going to use a mindfulness practice rooted in science that's going to help you immediately start to calm and soothe your nervous system and hopefully start to feel better right away. Chronic pain is an epidemic in this country, and sadly, the medical industry is falling short. Do you remember when the ulcer used to sort of be the bodily issue that was tied to stress? Well, chronic low back pain is kind of that new thing. I don't think we're aware that tension in the body can be contributing to chronic pain, but also that that tension is a sign that our nervous system is on overdrive. I've been in the industry since 1998. I got my master's in exercise science, and I'm kind of a science geek, but I'm also a personal trainer, a Pilates instructor, and a national board certified health and wellness coach. But I think more importantly, I've had chronic pain for 25 years. I started experiencing pain when I was 17, and I used to look for just a physical cause of my pain. And then I realized pain is so much more complicated. If you want to learn more about the ways that I learn to manage my pain, please subscribe to my channel. Today I'm 95% pain-free because I use a three-prong approach. I'm going to teach you about ways you can strengthen your body, improve your posture, but not because we need to fix your body, but because I want you to feel strong and confident and able-bodied. We're going to also focus on mindfulness-based practices that are all rooted in science that have been shown to help people reduce their chronic pain. And lastly, we'll be talking about neuroplasticity and how the brain can literally be rewired. When I learned to identify tension in my body and use a relaxational exercise to soothe, it made a huge difference in my chronic pain. Those of us who are in severe pain, doing a mindfulness-based practice that requires you to be aware of your senses, of your body and your pain might be a little intense. So please take care of yourself. Okay, so this is going to be a two-part exercise. The first part, I'm literally just going to talk you through the places of your body that you might not know you're carrying tension. And then the second part, I will ask you to get into a comfortable position, and it'll kind of be like a guided meditation. Okay, so the first part is we're going to do a head-to-toe body scan. I like to call it taking inventory of areas of tension. So just starting at the top of your skull, your forehead, and your temples. I have a lot of tension headaches, so without doing anything or fixing anything, just kind of think back and notice, do you ever get tightness here in the forehead, temples? Do you ever get little tension headaches when you're focusing too hard? Moving down to the jaw, my little jaw bones could literally, or should I say muscles, could literally bench press 400 pounds. They're like, "Argh." I used to grind as a kid. I'm always tightening my jaw, so that's an area that I know for sure I hold a lot of tension. Going down to the shoulders, this is a big one. A lot of us tend to hike our shoulders. But one thing I do want to point out, some instructors and trainers tell you to jam your shoulders down. I want to say, just soften them. There's no need to jam them down and make this muscle too long. We actually just want to, just kind of soften that area, but don't worry about that right now. Going to the pecs, if you sit a lot, type a lot, drive a lot, your chest muscles might get really tight. Stomach, for women, this is huge. If you're like me, my brothers used to tease me about being chubby. Sorry. Sorry, brothers. But I always pull my stomach in, and so I noticed one day, oh my God, I'm walking around sucking my belly in. So that was a huge awakening for me. All right, so going down to the private parts, the pelvic floor, I want you to think of like a hammock. It's between number 1 and number 2, your urethra and your anal sphincter. But the pelvic floor for some women can be really tight. Okay, but others, it can actually be deconditioned. The muscles can be weak. So just notice, what do you tend to do down there? But again, don't do anything yet. Now, the hip flexors, the little muscles in the very front of your pelvis. When you sit at your desk, sometimes we'll sit on the very front of our seat and type and just, hold a lot of tension down in the hips. I hear a lot of people talking about pain and tension in their hips. So just be notice. Are you one of those people? And then we've already talked about the booty. I literally will be standing in line at the store and notice that I am like squeezing my butt for dear life. You would think somebody was going to come with a plier or a wrench and try to pry my butt cheeks open. But big light bulb when I realized I was always squeezing my butt cheeks. So when you go down to your legs, do you hyperextend your knees? Again, I am hyper flexible, so I tend to hyperextend my knees. And just for fun, I pull up on my kneecaps and I'm like squeezing my quads. Okay, Pam, why are you so darn tense? Okay, the fists. This is a big one. Little story. I was on the airplane with my graduate advisor and she looked over at me and I was sitting in my chair and I just had my fists gripped in my lap and I had no idea I was doing it. And she goes, Pam, why are you gripping your hands? And I was so embarrassed. I immediately, released them. But then I started thinking, I am carrying a lot of tension. My nervous system is a little high strung. So again, this first step is literally just awareness. So if you go down to your feet and your ankles, I'm talking about myself a lot here, I know, but I fidget. So I'm always like rolling my ankles and so I actually do tend to get some tension in my ankles. So just be aware. So awareness is literally the first step to any behavior change. We can't make a change unless we know we're doing it. So this awareness piece could take you a week or a month. So don't rush it. If you need to just stop the video right here and maybe for this week you catalog, parts of your body that you feel tension, that might be a good idea. I have another fun little story for you. I get this little ball of tension, kind of like a knot, or some like massage therapists call it a trigger point. I get this knot when I get really stressed, like before I graduated or on my wedding. So I was actually at an anesthesiologist once, and he said he could inject a painkiller in here that would break up the knot. And I thought, why not? Maybe it'll get rid of it for good. Well, turns out it did help. It got rid of it. But a couple days later, I literally developed a knot on the other side of my shoulder. So what that said was this was not an injury, because if it was an injury, it would have just kept coming back, right? It was my nervous system. The knot literally got up and walked over to the other side. So when pain moves in the body, that's a sign that it's also your nervous system. Okay, here's the part where we're going to actually do the relaxation, mindfulness-based approach to calming the nervous system. You might know about the body scan or taking inventory. Another word for it is, or term for it is progressive relaxation. With progressive relaxation, you're tightening and then relaxing. Today, we're not going to tighten. We're just going to simply relax. But you don't have to do anything other than listen to my voice. I'm going to walk you through. So if you'd like, what you can do is stay in your chair. But if you're in your chair, I want you to feel your feet on the ground. I want you to feel your back against the back of the chair and then just kind of soften. Okay, I don't want you to be tense and tight in your chair. Okay, but if you want, even better is to lay down, and if you're in pain right now, get into a position where you're not in pain. For example, I like to be on my side with a pillow between my knees or on my back with pillows under my knees. Okay, so find a position that's really comfy where you can stay for about 8 minutes or so. Okay, so finding yourself in your seated or laying down position, I want you to first just notice your breathing. Inhaling through your nose. You can exhale through your nose or your mouth, whatever feels good. You don't need to change anything about your breath. Simply notice it. Now we're going to go through the 5 senses. Notice the taste in your mouth. It doesn't have to have a name, just notice if there's a taste. Now notice if there's any smell or aroma in the room. Just noticing it. Noticing touch. What is in contact with your skin? Don't need to name it. Just be aware of it. And sound. You're hearing my voice. Just notice if there's any other sounds coming in. And then sight. If your eyes are closed, do you notice any light coming in? Do you just see pitch black? Now take a nice deep breath. Inhale through your nose. Let's go ahead and exhale through your mouth. And now return to a normal breathing pattern. And I just want you to bring your awareness to your forehead, the top of your head, and your temples. All I want you to do is imagine those areas completely relaxing. Now notice your tongue. Is your tongue glued to the roof of your mouth? If it is, soften your tongue. Maybe even let it sort of recoil back a little bit, so even your tongue is relaxed. Now think about your jaw. Are you clenching your teeth? Can you soften the grip and let those jaw muscles melt into relaxation? Going down to the throat, the neck, and the shoulders. Imagine how soft a down pillow is. Can you imagine if your shoulders and neck were as soft as that pillow? Come on down to your upper back, your chest, and your rib cage. Feel those parts of your body soften into gushy, soothing comfort. Now moving down to your stomach, can you let all those deep muscles just relax? Just let them soften. Let the muscles in your low back, if it's safe to go to your back, let those muscles just turn into feathers. Work your way down to your hips, your pelvic floor, your sphincter muscles. Let all of those areas just be soft. And now the legs, your thighs, your kneecaps, the back of your legs, your hamstrings, your glutes. Just let them turn into jello. And now your shins, your ankles, your feet. Soften, soften, soften. And now I want you to picture your whole body in your mind. Picture the softest place you could lay down. Maybe it's your bed or a big fluffy blanket. Maybe your dog or cat's there. Maybe you're on a puffy white cloud, just floating. Feel and sense your entire body completely soften, completely relax. You are safe in this moment. When we're tense, it's a sign that the nervous system is sensing some kind of danger. We can appreciate our nervous system. It's there to protect us. But we can also utilize self-care strategies like this to interrupt that response, to interrupt tension, tightness, clenching, gripping. So anytime you need, take a little break from your day, do a quick inventory or body scan, and then run through a little exercise where you actively relax each part of your body. And that concludes the exercise. I hope you guys really appreciated this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check me out on my other socials. I'm on Instagram and TikTok. And download my freebie, which is just a get started guide to my body, mind, and brain approach to healing chronic back pain. I want to just remind you that healing back pain is not something that happens overnight usually. Be patient, be kind with yourself, and remember that chronic pain is complicated. We can't just fix a pelvis that's out of alignment or a spine that has degeneration. We sort of have to attend to the whole body, our mind, our nervous system, and our physical body. So with that, thank you so much, and I hope to see you during my next video.